Okay. Okay. So in today's class, I'm going to explain HTML elements. Okay. So as I have briefed that HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these three languages, they are part of your front end. Okay. Already in the previous session, I have briefed that what is full stack developer. So under full stack developer, I have stated that every web developer, they must have knowledge over these three languages: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because these three will be the part of your front end development. Okay. So if you have knowledge over HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and somewhat frameworks, you you need to learn somewhat frameworks which will be used to design the interfaces. Okay, like JavaScript has the framework. JavaScript has which framework? JavaScript. JavaScript has the framework of React, Angular, Vue.js. Like in similar manner, CSS has the framework of Bootstrap. Okay, so these three, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, they will be part of your front end. So let us try to understand. Already I have conducted somewhat classes under the HTML. Okay, today we will try to understand HTML elements. What is HTML element? An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and end tag. So HTML element defined as a start tag, some content, some text, and an end tag. Okay. So see here tag name. This is the syntax to write the HTML content. HTML element. This is the HTML tag name. Start tag name means here you can keep anything like what you know, anything. Suppose if you want to keep your paragraph. Okay, so here keep your paragraph here. Paragraph means P. Agar heading, suppose if heading is there, H1. Content, whatever the content you want to keep here. Then end tag, always I told you that end tag will be started with the forward slash and tag name. This is the syntax. So examples of HTML elements, suppose if you want to define the heading, so this is the start tag of the header section. I told you that headers will be from H1 to H6. H1 is the priority header and H6 is the least priority header. So this is the start tag of header element and this is the end tag. Always end tag will be started with the forward slash, same H1. Both, suppose this is the header H1. So that is to be kept in between less than and greater than symbols. So start tag, end tag will be with started with forward slash and H1. Then after P. P is what here? This is the paragraph section. P means paragraph section. Start tag. This is the end tag. This is the content. My first paragraph is the content. So content, whatever you want to see in the display, whatever you want to see on the display. So now let us see like this. This is the start tag H1. This is the end tag. Always end tag it starts with the forward slash. Content, my first heading. You keep your biography of a soldier, whatever. So I will show, okay, my first paragraph. This is the second, the paragraph section. This is the header section. Now, if you want to keep anything, the header section with no element, so empty element. So this is called the start tag called empty element. Empty element always consisting of what? Headers. This is what your start tag of empty element. So always empty element will not have a end tag and no any content. None. None means there is no any content. Here none means what? No any end tag. Always empty element will be started with the start tag only. That moment, see here some HTML elements have no content. They are called empty elements. These are called empty elements. Syntax is what? Syntax means BR, that is to be kept both less than and greater than symbols and no any content, and then after no any end tag. So what about the nested HTML elements? Nested HTML elements means HTML elements can be nested. What do you mean of this? Means element can contain other elements. So in one HTML element, we can keep another HTML element, that is called nesting of HTML element. We can keep HTML element in another HTML element, that is called nesting of HTML element. So all HTML documents consist of nested HTML elements. Okay. So already in the previous session classes, I told you how to declare the HTML document. I will show the syntax. So four HTML elements, one document, it is having how many HTML? One is that HTML. This is HTML one element. Normally this is called a root element, body element, header element. This is the paragraph element. So one HTML document consisting of how many elements? Four elements. So now let us see the syntax. How to, so in the previous classes, many times I told you that this is the syntax to write the code for. Initially, you need to start the HTML code, exclamation mark, doc type, HTML. This is the declaration for HTML document. Okay. HTML indicating that HTML5 version. So next, HTML main element, that is called your root element. Okay. This is the start tag of HTML element. So once document is declared, it is to be started with HTML start tag and must be ended with HTML end tag. Body started, body element started, then HTML start tag, body started, and then body closed with the end tag. So whatever the content you want to see in the browser, so the display elements, whatever you want to see in the browser means so many: Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, late advanced browsers, your Microsoft Edge, okay, Google Bard, okay. These are what your latest browsers. So this code will be read by your browsers. Whatever the code, I told you that HTML, within the HTML code, CSS code can be inserted and JavaScript code can also be inserted in HTML. In the previous section, I told you that how to write the code in Notepad. So now let us go for the, suppose first of all, let me execute, try to execute this code. So I told you that this is the code executor, sorry, code editor, in online code editor. So in online code editor, we can write the code and we can check that code on the moment. Instantly, we can check the code. Understand? So here, try to understand what is happening. You are not, you are not, you are not seeing this doc type HTML. This is the declaration. it is indicating that this document is HTML document. So HTML body you will not be able to see here. You are seeing only my first heading. See here. So here, this is what your heading, my first heading. If you want to change here, you can change here your name, who is attending the class today. Gayatri is attending the class. So Gayatri. So I want to make the story of biography of Gayatri. So heading is what Gayatri, and the paragraph is what biography of Gayatri. Biography. I don't know Gayatri from where she is attending the classes. If she wants to reveal the details, biography of a student. This is the paragraph, okay? So what happened here? Try to understand. This is the paragraph, and this is the heading. So run this code in place of, so Gayatri is the header. Gayatri attending the classes, biography of a student. This is the paragraph. Understood that? So as I told you that this is what your online code editor. So you can write the code, you can amend the code here. You can write the code and you can amend the code. So, but this is the online editor. But if you want, I told you in the previous classes, Notepad, mostly Notepad will be used to write the code and store the code. So Notepad, I am opening the Notepad. Notepad, whenever Notepad will be opened within that, in the previous session classes, I have shown how to write the code in the Notepad, and after that it is to be stored as a HTML file. Then after you open that uh, uh, file, so that will be opened by browser. Okay, so this is your Notepad. Within this, try to see the code as I have briefed. So initially you need to write the code like this, doc type with exclamation mark HTML. This is indicating the declaration of HTML page. Then after root element HTML start tag, then body. So here, see what I did here, the style, whatever I want to see from here, this is the code of your CSS code. Under the style start tag, under the P selector, color is an attribute, value is red. Text align is the attribute and center is the value. Font family. So this code written for what? P. P is what? P is your paragraph. So you want to style the paragraph. Okay. So let us see how the code is being executed. So you come here, you save this as save as a HTML file. Try to save it as a HTML file. Then after, so keep a name for your file. The file name is, I have kept G. You can keep as per your wish. And it is to be save as type hypertext markup language file. This is very compulsory. And you need to choose a selection location where in my PC document, under documents. Okay, now save. Now save, you whenever you save this file, now try to open that file because I have written the code here. Now open that file, go for your explorer file, explorer. Within that, try to open your file. So in the documents, go for your this is the file. So why it is looking Google Chrome symbol? Because this file is C. This is what C type Chrome HTML document. This is the document HTML, and it will be read by the Chrome. Chrome is your browser. Open this file. Now, whatever the code you have written in Notepad, that code will be read by your browser. So now web page will be displayed in front of you. How the web page looks. What is the background color? Paragraph, how the paragraph is looking, how the header is looking. See, now your web page is open. How? Because this is what your background color. Now this is what your demo JavaScript in body. This is the header section. Now the biography of a soldier. This is a paragraph. This is header. Demo JavaScript in body. So this is what your header. This is the biography of a soldier. This is what your paragraph. Okay. So let us see the code. Let us see the code. So Control U. So whenever you click on, whenever you Control U, press on Control U, the source code, whatever you have written, you will be able to see that source code. So the command is what? Keyboard command, Control U. So whenever you click on Control U on your keyboard, the code will be displayed for that web page. Okay, this is the code I have, but you can't amend the code here. It is for your reference. You will be able to see the code, what code I have written, how much of code. If you want to say, if you want to do any changements, you wouldn't be able to change the here. So if anything you want to change here, you go here, Notepad. Under the Notepad, you come here, you can change. You can change here. Understand? So within this HTML document, I have written all the three languages code. Under in HTML, from here, from the style start tag, this from the style start tag to style end tag, up to this style end tag, up to here, this is the CSS code. From this P selector to end of this H1 selector. Okay, the code written for styling of a web page. The background color blue. Okay, so this is what your P means. What P is a selector to select the paragraph. Okay, to style that paragraph, color red. So here, if you change this red as what, somewhat blue. Okay, so center, this is what right. So the paragraph will be shifted to right side. Font side Vardhana, background color blue. So let us change this color to any whatever you wish. You want to change this color to what? Any color, orange. Okay. So now, then after, see the code for JavaScript. Where is the JavaScript code? This is H1 header section. This is the P paragraph. And then after, always I told you that JavaScript code will be written in between scripts. Okay, script start tag and script end tag, and this is the script end tag, script start tag. Within these two scripts, your JavaScript code will be inserted. Okay, so JavaScript code can be inserted. Otherwise, JavaScript can be invoked from external file. Invoked means called. You store the code written for JavaScript and store in a external file, and you can call that file. Okay. So now then after body element closed with the end tag and HTML closed with HTML end tag. So this is the syntax. So you can simply understand that all the HTML code and CSS code, CSS code, and your JavaScript code, everything can be kept in a HTML document. Here, in the previous class, I told you that in this JavaScript, the code written in JavaScript code written